Hey everyone! It's been a while since I did some modded Minecraft content, but my friend and I have been cooking, you could say. We found this really interesting looking pack called StaTech Industry, which basically follows the GregTech gameplay loop, but uses this sort of parallel mod called Modern Industrialization for Fabric. Turns out it's actually really good, despite what all of the GregTech enthusiasts might say. Anyways, here is a little montage I made of the base. Enjoy.
And for people all over the world, I am sure they too join in recognizing what an immense feat this is. Because of what you have done, the heavens have become a part of man. And as you talk to us from the sea of tranquility, it inspires us to redouble our efforts to bring peace and tranquility to earth.
Alright, so here we are. I'm gonna do a somewhat short base tour because if I talked about every single thing we've done, we'd be here for hours. But I'm over here at the place where everything actually started. In fact, I believe these are still the boats that we came in with, quite crazily. So we landed over here. At first I wasn't too sure that we could build in this biome because of these like huge spires and stuff. But then I kept going that way and I found that there was kind of like a little flat field. You saw that in the screenshots of the early days when we still just had like steam machines and stuff, we eventually like completely flattened it, dug a huge hole, and then built this massive dome thing over it, and then put all of our infrastructure in there. But we started out here, which I've now turned into shipping and receiving. So this is like some old create stuff. This is our very first setup. It's still here, exactly as it was. Obviously, a lot of things are disconnected. We had these chests for all the rewards that we got. This pack is crazy on rewards, and at the start, especially with create, you just get like so much stuff. But they're all in here. We have a waste stone, and this teleport pad just goes to there, but we're gonna walk. Here's our nether portal, and I later decided to use this spin here, like these gears that are already spinning from back there to power this cool little sign. But here's the main facility. So this used to once be just a field that we were working in, and eventually we absolutely flattened it. So here's a little reception desk. I tried doing some computer craft stuff. I managed to make a working time counter, but I also wanted to have like an energy meter and stuff, but I really just kind of didn't have time for it. I'm still very new to computer craft, but yeah, kind of a shame. Wanted to do something more with that. And this is the little living area. This beacon is a full beacon underground, you just can't quite see. We just have like long reach and regen. And here's a big player charger. It's charging like everything in a radius. Mine and Sky's beds. Oh yeah, I mean, I should also just say, my friend Sky, huge shout out, could not have done it without them. We split the work completely 50-50. Here's a little kitchen area, enchantment area. I didn't even bother decorating this, we were barely in here. The cleaning closet, the dragon egg. We have a little marsh over here, and out here we have this greenhouse for growing leaves, which, oh, and I mean, we also make wood, which I think gets turned into, yeah, we're turning stuff into scrap for UU matter, I think. And then here's the core mining drill, which was only really needed a little bit, that automates drilling fluid. But it was important, but it really, now it's just completely obsolete, so we've disconnected it. Back here we just have a small crop farm going on. And that's really it for back here. Also, I should say, there is a meteor here which we automated. There are these flawless crystals, and Sky built these like annihilation planes to sort of harvest them. Anyway, let's head over here. Here's our world shaper, the fruit of our labor. And okay, so the main facility. Let's take a look. Let me actually sleep first, though. So starting from here, this is a little poetic thing. A reminder of how far we've come. Long stand doohickey ink. So technically the first, I don't know if I should call it machine, but like piece of tech that you build is the forge hammer, and the very last one is the replicator. So also, yes, we absolutely did this with a replicator. We are not psychopaths. This wall just has a bunch of general purpose machines that we use for like a bit of everything. If we need to do something that we don't have a pre-established process for, which honestly is not that many things, but like, I don't know, for example, ammo requires an assembler, I would come here and like lock whatever recipe. This is tungsten, this is PTFE, both the fluid and the ingot, but the ingot's disconnected because we didn't need it anymore. It's only really needed for the LCRs, but we'll get to those. This is the fluorine blast furnace, and then this here does multiple different things, mainly canthal and stainless steel. I think at some point it did platinum and chromium as well. But yes, that's this processing line, and up here is platinum, which actually then gets sent to a different EBF. And we're using this manganese sulfuric solution here for manganese production and for titanium processing, which then gets dealt here. This is titanium over here, and this is indarium, which gets taken care of over here. This is for grinding down stuff into liquid ender, turning the liquid ender into molten indarium, then turning molten indarium into ingots, and saving some of it for like the rocket part assembler. And while we're here, this is the launch bay. So, you know, when we had to go to space and stuff, the oxygen loader. There used to be an armor stand here with a spacesuit, but I moved it to the space station. We might check that out later. And the two older rockets are kind of here. Thought it looked cool. But yeah, that's that. If we come this way, we have a few things. This is doing rubber sheets, I think. Oh yeah, like styrene butadiene rubber. Yep. We also have a bunch of rubber trees, like back there. I'll show you them. This is silicon, maybe. Yes, silicon. And what is this? Aluminium, soldering alloy, and steel. Yes. Talk about these later. So back here we have this little secret entrance or whatever, but we have, well, there's this little greenhouse thing. There's a structure you can just kind of find. But this here is our early game like rubber setup. It went through a lot of different forms, but eventually it got turned into this really compressed like farm, which works quite well. And I think we'll head downstairs now. And then I'll use this side tower thing to go upstairs and show that. The top floor is not that full. So over here we have like on-demand machines. When we order something to be crafted, this will take care of it instead of the ones that are auto-stocking downstairs, right? So these are on-demand. That's why they're almost always like not doing anything. We have our lubricant production here. This is the paralyzed oven. And ore processing used to be here, but we moved it downstairs. This is our absolutely insane jumble of cables here. We are using like probably around 800 channels. Last time I checked we were over 700, so by now it's probably 800 something channels total. Pretty nuts. Back here are our quarries. We are well sharing them, and each one has like different kinds of drills and whatnot. And these are our oil drilling rigs. There's two of them. One of them cracks crude oil and the other one cracks salt water. And then distillation is over here. So energy used to be here. In fact, you can see these old diesel generators, but then I just switched out for the refinery. And our boiler used to be here. There's a crude water source here, and these LCRs. These LCRs do slime balls and strings. This one from nylon and this one from like acrylic glue. Yeah. Let's talk about oil. We are using the salt water for chlorine, hydrogen, like we're using brine. We are also processing the, right, okay, never mind, we're not, sorry, this is shale oil, not crude oil. We eventually upgraded it, and this is just like, it's quite complicated, but it's just cracking into these three different byproducts, being like naphtha, heavy and light fuel, and then each of those is getting cracked into different things. The heavy and light fuel initially got combined into diesel, which then got turned into boosted diesel, but now we make boosted diesel with biodiesel, which is done over here. The leaves that we get from the greenhouse, these centrifuges are all doing that, and this is the guy that takes care of it. This entire line here is all boosted diesel. And some of these byproducts are getting turned into acrylic glue. I believe acrylic acid here. Yeah. This tower is the really important one. This one handles like every single byproduct of naphtha, which is like, if we check the quests, these guys over here, right? Very useful for everything. Like we have, yeah, here we have industrial TNT with toluene, polyethylene from ethylene. Yeah, okay, this is nylon, like polyvinyl chloride, or this is nylon, sorry, this is polyvinyl chloride, this is nylon. Been a while since I've been down here, but yeah, this was all quite complicated. We took this down and built it up again like 30 different times. It has gone through many different iterations. This is the final one. It just seems to work quite well. It's quite balanced, but this was an absolute headache to get to work. Go upstairs through the little passage here. So these are our mob crushers. I believe this one's doing wither skeletons, that one's doing endermen. And upstairs we have a boss crusher for wither stars. Also, yes, there is a vent system. So, yeah, as you can see, you can actually go up here. Here's the boss crusher. It's off right now, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, this is annealed copper over here. This is platinum and chromium, I think. This is liquid nether star. This is tungsten steel. And this is our only tungsten steel coil EBF, which is doing superconductor. Maybe. I think so. I think this is doing superconductor. And this is all quite empty over here. And here we have a pressurizer with an air intake, which is getting us liquid air, and we're splitting this into byproducts, mainly argon. And then this here does, I think, oh, cryofluid, right? And we're using argon for monocrystalline silicon downstairs, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, let's now head downstairs. There is an elevator for quick access, but I'm gonna go down the stairs. So downstairs we have really like the full-on auto stocking and ore processing. So this is ore processing. This was added quite late. Initially we did all ores in like a kind of universal system, like they all went to one chest, and then they got like split into different, using like item filters and a green pipe, so like they went into different machines. But then Sky set this up to process all ores individually. So now that's a lot better like that. I think they're all going in here. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. I mean, if I check the system, yeah, we're definitely quite good on a few things here. Also, wow, 500,000 industrial TNT. Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, goes without saying, but we have a space probe launcher in space that's dealing with all of that. So over here, we'll come back here in a bit. You already know what's there, but so this is auto stocking. This is where machines are basically constantly running. Right now, a lot of them are already full on stock because we haven't been doing anything for a while, but when we're actually crafting, these will be furiously all running. And all these are doing is they're keeping stock of every single like material that we need. In fact, over here we have like higher storages, because some things we just really need a ton in stock, like circuits and all of that. So, and this is the server room. So we have, I think these are no longer in use, these interfaces, but we have these molecular assemblers, a bunch of drives which are all completely full, some fluid drives, these CPUs, crafting processors. So this is the padded cell for when we go a bit insane trying to make all those goddamn fusion chambers. Anyway, So here's our power plant. This was built like, I would say mid-game-ish, maybe a bit later. And we've been working here a lot lately. In fact, this is where we finish. Let's see, we have a bunch of water pumps, which are gathering water for this nuclear reactor, and some for this boiler. This is like the highest level of boiler. And we have these two heat exchangers. We're using like this sort of closed loop of high pressure water in order to generate a ton of extra steam. Then we have two large steam turbines. We also have this large diesel generator as kind of a backup, and we are making a bunch of UU matter here. And then of course, you know, we have the nuclear reactor. Now the nuclear reactor is actually no longer making steam, but initially it did make us steam. Now we've switched it over to this plasma turbine, which unfortunately doesn't run all the time. We don't make enough helium plasma to have it running like constantly. And there we store, like, we have auto crafting for quad uranium quad rods, which is all getting, like, we get uranium from mining obviously, and all of that comes over here. When it gets completely used, they get turned into depleted rods, and this is essentially like waste processing. Like, we process all the dusts, and over here we make the rods. Then up here we have two fusion reactors that are wall sharing the floor and ceiling respectively. One of them takes in what was it, like deuterium and helium-3, or can't remember. Oh no, never mind. This one takes both deuterium. Oh, this is it. This is it. My bad. And this is like the setup. Yeah, I remember now. So we had a problem last minute, which was like the recipe wasn't locking in correctly. So Sky had to set up this wacky thing I don't even understand to get it to only input a very specific amount so that it actually does the recipe we want. So we're doing helium-3 combined with tritium in order to get back hydrogen, which we void because we have enough, deuterium, and helium plasma. And then the deuterium goes with more deuterium from down there, the nuclear reactor, to make even more helium plasma. And then all of that goes into this, which is powering the facility obviously, along with this other, like these three other power sources, but is also powering up this electrolyzer, which is fully like maxed out on upgrades, that's producing us UU matter, and of course the very final assembler. This one we used for all the creative items, and of course the creative world shaper. So that is that, and we have one last place to check out in this part of the base, of course, which is of course the Quasi quantum singularity forge. So this guy is the final multi-block. He took a really long time to build. Not as much as the fusion reactor though. The fusion reactor, the first one, the second one was easier because we had the replicator already. But the first fusion reactor was an absolute pain in the ass to make. But this took quite a while. And funny enough, he was only really used a bit to make singularities. But that's it, that's what this does. Yeah, quite cool. I wanted this room to have like a sort of really high-tech aesthetic, like everything's really white and like clinical, I don't know. Cool multi-block. The only multi-block that I don't really like is the core mining drill. I think it looks a bit goofy, but it's whatever. And funnily enough, this is a slime chunk. But we are here. This is the fire exit. This was initially where we actually started putting the steam machines way back in the day. And then we just turned it into a quarry and moved everything up there, you know. But this elevator goes right back up here. That's that. That turned out pretty good. I wasn't sure how exactly to go about doing this base tour because there's just a lot of parts, but I think that turned out okay. Anyway, so that's it for the overworld. There isn't really anything in the nether or the end, to be honest. We didn't set up anything there, but there is a space station where we have a space mining drill, and I did go mining in all of the different planets except Glacio, because who cares about Glacio? So this is the space station, and this is the oxygen distribution system. There is this guy over here. Up here, I wonder if the quantum suit will actually damage me. Maybe it has like... Oh, I mean, I just don't get hurt because I'm invincible. But we can just come out here. So there's this quantum ring, which... Oh, can I not fly? I don't think flying's working. Anyway, also, yeah, we can access our terminal like wirelessly. But there's this space probe launcher, which is, you know, has fully automated space probes and is like mining everything it needs to mine. But yeah, that is that. Let me /home. Oh, and it looks like the point for /home is actually where the I hadn't yet /home with this. So that's the base. Great pack, had a lot of fun with it. Our first introduction to StaTech type stuff. We definitely want to do more of it. I'm incredibly proud of this base. It is by far the coolest base I've ever built in any modded world. This is really gonna be like pretty fond memories, not gonna lie. Like, this was a really incredible month of work. Sometimes I wanted to tear my hair out, but overall, we had a lot of fun. Again, huge shout out to Sky Codes, could not have done it without them. Yeah. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next adventure.